done, Mr. Pete.
Well done, Mr. Lee. That's not an easy one to do that.
Well, we were messing. We kind of felt like we needed something that was had dad rock roots, because obviously that's what we need. But with the odd spicy note in there, because we're playing guitars with no heads on them, and so it's just got to have a little bit of spice.
Mixolydian is as spicy as like having ketchup with your fries.
Exactly.
It's just not spicy at all.
It's a Nando's meat.
It's an onion mild. Nando's mild.
First and foremost, obviously, this is a video about HILS guitars and some new shapes that they've got, blending modern and traditional rather marvelously.
I love these. Over the HILS Fireway. I love these guitars.
I do want to know though, Mr. Pete.
Yes,
what
Mr.
was
Lee.
because I think both of us got a slightly more synthy drive sound there. What were you using to get your tone?
Oh, I was just using the Deputy, and I had the Dane on, had the El Cabbage stand, and I had a reverb. I think it's just a lot of reverb.
Extra reverb and some spicy notes gives it a different vibe.
Aged tape. So a little bit of wobbling in the tape.
I mean, I've got a
You're
tiny
into your sound at the moment.
Yeah,
as well.
I've got a tiny bit of dirt coming from the gain one of the amplifier, but then I'm using the Fjord fuzz. So I'm so into. I'm bored of telling you how much I'm into this. But so the first bit
not as bored as we are. I'm hearing about it.
That's just fuzz. But then fuzz with the octave, right, which is built into the pedal.
It is a good pedal.
Oh, it's rotten. Anyway, that's enough of that.
In a good way. But HILS, come on.
So, a few years ago now, we met these lovely Indonesian guitar builder called HILS. They had, at the time, a much more contemporary take on the headless thing, following in the footsteps of, I guess, of the greats like, Strandberg and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but with
your,
typically like two humbuckers, sometimes maybe Fishmans, tremolo systems. You could see probably riding off the coattails of the guitar players who've generally adopted the headless thing, which the more sort of virtuoso kind of Plinies and Connor Kaminsky and those kind of guys. Per Nielsen, who we also met through Strandberg, should be coming over to the UK in June to do something with us. So watch this space. Another amazing player. Anyway,
McRocklin as well is now a.
McRocklin's gone, absolutely.
Is it Rocklin or McRocklin?
Thomas McRocklin.
Yeah.
One of those. You're right.
Thomas.
So a whole plethora of, in fairness, every single player we've just mentioned there is a Strandberg endorsee, and this isn't a Strandberg. So
it's not.
The HILS kind of vibe is
but they're great.
Way more affordable than Strandberg, right?
Absolutely.
So it's a conventional neck, so like a C-shape Strat style neck. No head, obviously. A similar kind of body shape to the Strandbergy kind of thing, giving you those two important two positions to play. One which sort of forces your posture a bit more upright, which I really, really like, and one a slightly more conventional style. Anyway, what we saw at the NAMM show this year was one that was very much going for a T-style vibe, and one very much going for an S-style vibe.
Can I just point out one thing that these have got that nothing else like it has?
It's a cool idea. Although, well worth buying yourself a right-angled guitar lead to go in, because that's the only downside. You can't put a normal cable in and then stand them up. But that's a super cool feature. The sort of, don't need a guitar stand, just lean them up against the wall.
And they can hang on a stand. And it says up here, it says HILS, and underneath it, very small line, it says like and subscribe. And if you want to jump ahead to any of these guitars, use the timestamps.
I'm just going to say, Strandberg, love your guitars. You're genius inventors. But could you not just do this? Like, can make the headstock slightly wider so I can put it in a stand? Because I think that's such a clever thing that HILS have done. Yeah. Anyway, so these are the HILS range starts from about 300 quid, depending on what you want. These are these are $399 for either the T-type or the S-type.
Right.
You got a couple of different colours, couple of different options, whether you want to go rosewood board or maple board.
The black neck on this one.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's must be a cosmetic thing, right? Just trying to get it all black, but only on the black one they've done this sort of satin finish.
Swap the plates over. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
So, which means you have to buy 2 of these and then swap them over, and then have a white with a white plate and a black with a black plate.
They've both got the same bridge on them, so there's no tremolo systems on these yet. I just say yet. I don't have any inside information, but you know there are trem systems on other HILS guitars, so maybe that's coming. So the strings go in. You clip the ball end into the saddle, pull it through the nut at the end, tighten it up, snip it off, boom, tune it from down here. So it's pretty easy, pretty robust.
And they come with bags as well. They come with bags, yes they do. There's good bags, actually. I've got this one right there.
Right there.
Because I brought my own one today, Lee, because I've got one of these.
You do actually,
don't you? It's great.
Look how small that bag is.
Can you hold that for me just for 1 second, please? Look how small my bag is.
It's actually a nice bag.
And I'll tell you what.
It looks like a mono bag.
And look, it does. You got a little H for HILS, or 2, one L and another L.
If you put a D in front of it, it could be a courier network.
So pocket here, right? Pocket here, and
is this your own personal one? Is it purple?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It is the white one. So there you go. Yeah, it is. I've got the white one because I really like the look of that satin white. And you can you can see it's been played.
Don't do clippy things. Right. Okay. Come on then. Back to the. Let's hear yours, Mr. Pete.
Yes.
Have we got that kind of classic telly twang going on?
Swinging it over.
Yeah,
there.
I know. It's like a pendulum.
I've got lots of stuff. Yes, it's got the twang going. That's a bridge, and it's their own proprietary pickups they worked on a lot. Sounds like
it does sound a lot like a telly.
Like a telly. I don't want to say the word.
No,
because
don't say the
somebody's going to get upset. And the neck, nice and fat. Oh, you've got volume and tone, by the way, so just the volume and a tone, and they work really well. They sit in a good position. Okay, let's try the Dane, because the Dane is designed, it's designed to sound good with anything, but particularly with...
So if you take the head off of a guitar, does it still work though? Let's find out.
Let's find out. Great.
Look, I mean, I'll do the same on my guitar, but I think it is absolutely worth,
for that money,
just talking about where there's very, very few changes to the electric guitar over the last 70 years that really kind of makes you feel like it's changed fundamentally the way that you might sit and play the guitar. Most changes are aesthetic or tonal or whatever, but this feels like it's really, and you know, again, fair play to Ola and some of those kind of designers. It really feels like there's a couple of things with a headless guitar that actually is a tangible benefit. So like, yeah, like this is my favorite one. I have, in the last probably 4 or 5 years of my life, suffered with having to sit next to this guy 2 days a week, most weeks. No, suffered from really starting to feel like that slightly hunched over seated guitar position.
And there's a thing with the way that your shoulder is up and down,
whether it's lower back or shoulder or whatever, and it's usually exacerbated by something else. But there's a few times where like, and you know, like you're gardening or whatever, like boring people like me have to do from time to time. And actually, this position, for me, it's a kind of classical guitar position. But I feel like I feel so much more comfortable, sat like this. So I kind of feel like as a home use practice guitar, particularly if you practice sitting down and stuff, it's a real tangible benefit to having one of these. You might not want to gig with it. It might not be your number one guitar, but as a practice guitar, I think there's a lot of upside to having something like this.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing, if you want to gig with it, it's super easy. It fits in the over compartment. I've got a Steinberg. I've got one of these now as well. And I take them with me if I go anywhere because it fits in the car. Nobody moans in the train or in the whatever. So
that's the next tangible benefit. Is it just is more portable? It's obviously lighter weight, but maybe not massively dramatically compared to.
And if the flight is you can't get it in, you can always take a guitar out and swing it around. Over here, this way.
Or land the plane. Absolutely, stand on the runway going this way. You need two of them though to do that. Just to say. So there's a couple of those things that I really think that headless guitars bring something to the party that traditional designs haven't. So consider it. Anyway, this is an HSS design. They don't do an SSS design. I do feel
SSS.
The HSS design is the only modification that's been made since 1962 on a Strat style guitars actually worth making. But yes, so I approve of this. If I turn my pedals off and we just have. Here we go. So you can hear the humbuckers, the hot one, and but sounds pretty conventional. These aren't there's no active circuitry and anything like this, unlike some of the other models in the HILS range. If I put, let me put a Dane on, don't feel left out over here. I play this all day. I like the truss rod wheel. I think that's a nice,
super
easy
cool,
access way of doing it. In fact, in fairness, it's probably through necessity, isn't it? Because there's nowhere to really do it up here. It's got all the cuts and carves in the right places. Again, for $3.99, I got nothing really negative to say. I like the
$3.99.
I like that gold one actually.
Insane.
Can we just see that one just behind you?
That looks a bit like your Sire, doesn't it? It's got
it does.
Sort of goldy vibe.
They're all a satin finish rather than a heavy gloss finish. So
is it real rosewood? Or is it rosewood? It is rosewood, isn't it? And
I think
maple.
it is, rosewood boards and maple boards. So specs will be on the Andertons website. So everything you're seeing behind me here is just different colour versions of the S-Type and the T-Type. I think they're called HNT and HNS, basically, so you can get that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you picked that one up, not me. So this does go, obviously, this probably is leaning more towards the type of player that you might associate as a sort of virtuoso, Strandbergy kind of player. So fan frets, extended range, higher output pickups, all that kind of stuff.
I'm
coil
interested,
taps.
But if you're not a fan of the Enduroneck, I like it, but you have to get used to it. So the Enduroneck is the neck that Strandberg uses. I know we do the comparison all the time, but it's that neck is almost like a Mexican pyramid shape.
It's just three-sided,
like three sides like that, and it changes as your thumb goes down the fret. So as this progresses down, it moves that way down. If you can't get in with that, these are just normal necks.
I would say, in fairness to Strandberg, I mentioned the posture thing. The Strandberg one is the ultimate guitar to have if you have any kind of repetitive strain back, because not only does the sitting position change, the way the neck puts your thumb in the more comfortable position. Is all very much about improving posture and strain.
But it's also a different guitar. It's a different guitar for a player that needs to get used to that. And if you're used to playing a normal neck, these are more the one you want to go to. You're right. I need to get into. I know.
You're going to get that Lamborghini that you were talking about in that colour as well.
Yeah, I've got it already.
You got it. Did you? Excellent.
And then I've got that. It goes with my Mankini. I got it in the same colour. So this comes in three colours: black, yellow, and it's a honey yellow, and this magnificent.
That's a great car.
When I was a kid, everything was this color, wasn't it? Back in the 80s. Back in the 90s, back in the 2000. Even the people with this color. It's got stainless steel frets, 24 of them.
That's it?
Yeah, 25.5 to 26.5. So, you know, that way. It's got active ceramic pickups with a push-pull here and a battery.
Push-pull, presumably to do what, a coil split of some sort?
I mean, of some sort. It just says push-pull.
I actually think, fun enough, on those kind of 7-string guitars, the single coil gives it a much more percussive sound, and you hear a lot of the guys like Revere who will actually use a single coil, a split humbucker or a single coil with a gainy sound for the very low bass notes, because it doesn't drive it quite so hard and it gets like a crisper, more percussive. I mean, I don't know if we've got the type of overdrive sounds on these to do that, but
we've got some kind of, so that's pokey. That's the neck pickup.
I just like on that first, it sort of went do do do
and
do
then blew
do do do. It's like
you got
bass.
It's a lot of bass and
Hoofs out volume.
hoofs. Yeah. Both split in the middle. Bridge. Hokey.
With that's no pedals.
No
yet,
pedals
is it?
on. Funny how I get used to playing 7-string guitars just from.
But I think that's worth saying. You know, immediately, I guess, probably more the color necessarily than anything else. I'm obviously thinking of modern metal, djenty kind of players.
Yeah.
But you go and listen to a player like Charlie Hunter or something like that, and that's all 7-string, multi-scale, fan fret. But again, very really, you know, jazzy, rootsy, bluesy.
Yeah. So that's the bridge pickup, and here's split. Sorry, I turned that down by mistake. you have to think that the B string is. Because then you're a different place to playing it from your playing. Oh, whatever.
Anyway, look,
I love it.
I think for 600 quid, that is
600 quid.
outrageous.
It is.
Stainless steel frets and active pickups and all the other good stuff. And 400 quid, I think there'll be, like I say, I think the biggest customer for this is someone who's already got a Strat or a Tele and that's their go-to guitar.
Yeah.
And they just want something they can sit on a sofa with and sit up like this. And
I know.
A bit more willy.
I've got that on next to my bed. That's what,
right. Anyway, I'm sure you've got better things to do today than watch me and him ramble on about this stuff for hours. So again, yes. So until tomorrow, when you've got some more time to listen to me and him rambling on about stuff like that, we'll see you. Au revoir.